We're just getting ready to go live on Facebook as well. Good morning, everybody. My name's Helena. I'm the managing editor of Scratch magazine, and shortly I'll be joined by Alex Fox, who's our editor-in-chief, and she's also the global director of Nailympia competitions. So we're taking part today in World Nails Live, which has been a fantastic concept, and we'd like to extend our thanks to its organisers, Valerie Ducharme and Nancy Crevero, who have organised a series of free live social media streams from, I think it was 3rd of April up until the 23rd of April to just unite the industry during this time that's a little bit tricky for everybody, and just keep the passion and the enjoyment alive. So, excuse me, I am working across 2 devices at the moment, so we are going in now to tell you all about Scratch and its sister projects, and how they can help you on your nail industry journey. So bear with me. We are just coming through in Facebook. One moment, please. I'm sure, Alex, while we're on Instagram, you probably want to say hello to a couple of people that are out there watching from all over the world.
Good morning. Good morning. Thank you very much for inviting me in. I wanted to start just by saying a huge thank you to Valerie Ducharme and Nancy Crevero, who are the 2 people that came up with a brilliant idea to do a month full of interesting lives and demos and showcasing different people in the nail industry, from demos on beautiful nail art and design to talking about different ways we can connect, which is obviously what we're doing today. So thank you to Valerie and Nancy for this opportunity, for inviting Scratch magazine to be part of the month of April World Nails Live. Of which, just so that everybody knows, it's not even halfway through this fantastic global event. So if you were to go onto the Scratch magazine site or my site, you'll see there is in fact a calendar that will tell you exactly who's coming on. For example, Lauren Wyman's tomorrow, and yesterday was Karina Frias, absolutely wonderful. You can go back and see ones you've missed and continue through April to watch the rest of them. Now, I look like I'm having a problem getting on Facebook, Helena.
Yes, Facebook doesn't seem to be working for us today, so we will do it on Instagram, and we'll post this to our followers later on today on Facebook. So you'll all be able to see the video regardless. So yes, always a few technical issues, no matter how much you prepare, but that's just what makes us human, eh?
Totally.
Fantastic. So what we want to talk about today, and what Valerie and Nancy have asked us to speak about, is how Scratch and all of its sister partners and sister companies can benefit the industry professional. Because I think at the moment we're in a time of reflection where the nail industry, particularly in the UK, isn't working at the moment. So it's a great time to think about what you want to achieve and how to get involved in some projects. So Alex, you founded Scratch, and you are the global director of Nailympia competition. So do you want to tell us how the 2 are related?
Certainly. So before Scratch, so that it makes sense as to how I started a nail magazine in the first place, I was working on the first UK nail magazine. Back in September 98, I joined, and it was called Nails Plus back then. It was a magazine in a very embryonic industry, not much going on at all, but it was the beginning. It was very, very exciting times because we knew this industry was going to turn into something really amazing. So fast track, I found myself co-founding Scratch magazine. The first publication was May the 1st, 2003 with Scott Derbyshire, which means that in a few weeks' time, the May issue of Scratch will be 17 years old.
Happy birthday to us.
I know, how exciting is that? So yeah. So we started the magazine, and our vision back then was Dare to be different. We came up with a timeline, Dare to be different, because we wanted to push the boundaries of a trade magazine, and we wanted to explore this brand new industry that was emerging in the beauty sector, which I felt very strongly sat more in the makeup and hair sector of beauty because of the fantastically creative and individual creatures that go into nails. much like hair and makeup, interesting people with great vibes and great creativity. So Dare to be Different was our strap line, and we decided to launch a magazine with no cover lines so that we could really fully enjoy the cover image. We then decided to be more visual, obviously informative using text and what have you. But we really wanted to strike visually and make the magazine look more consumer, but be absolutely a business publication. So that's its birth. And so the correlation then is that at that time, I was also writing about nail competitions around the world. And this amazing thing appeared in Las Vegas called the Nail Olympics. And it was so fascinating to me, and I really enjoyed watching it grow, that I went over to Las Vegas in 2004, I apologize, and helped behind the scenes. And I was so enraptured with it. I'd also been to Austria to the World Nail Championships run by Christian Caesar. And again, was so excited with what I'd seen. I asked the people of the Nail Olympics if I could run a London version. Obviously the rest is history. They said yes. It's been running 15 years. It's had to change its name to Nailympia. But yes, it's basically Scratch Magazine and Nailympia are a beautiful family and work together fantastically, basically.
And you've joined forces with a couple of other families, which has meant that Nailympia now has a few more locations that internationally renowned nail competition is in. Where is it now, Alex?
Well, we've partnered with Victoria Prihodko in Estonia. She's an ex-champion nail tech, so she really knows her stuff, and she had competed in Nailympia many times earlier on in her career, and one of her dreams was to one day bring that competition to her country. So Victoria brought it into Estonia. Karen and Igul have brought it into Canada. It is in Orlando for the second year this year. We've just postponed Australia. We've been in Australia for 5 years, had a break, and now we're going back with a different host. But that's now postponed due to the current landscape in the world until next year. And we're hoping that London obviously will go ahead early October, and then on to Mexico for the first time with Daphne Fernandez.
Fantastic, got it all going on. So just so that we can inform our followers and those watching about all of the variety of things that we do, we're going to talk about Scratch's competitions and opportunities first, and then we'll delve a little bit deeper into Nailympia for the international nail sector. So Scratch Magazine, as Alex mentioned, is a monthly magazine that's been going for almost 17 years now, and throughout that time we've developed and grown and launched a few really exciting opportunities for nail technicians to really stand up, be recognised, be noticed for their amazing skill set and the amazing work that they do. So we've got a number of competitions that we run under the Scratch banner, and you can find out all about these at scratchmagazine.co.uk/competitions. So I just want to run through a few of those, some of which you can get involved in while on lockdown. So it's nice to kind of keep your hand in some nail artistry and in the industry, and while we find ourselves with not much to do on the business front, so to speak. So the first one that I wanted to talk to you about is Scratch Snap. Now that was launched mid last year by our senior news and features writer Sophie Nutt, and it's a monthly nail art competition. Anyone in the world can get involved, and you can get involved at the moment because our April one is being held this week, and you can do this via social media and our website. So Scratch Snap encourages you to create a nail design, a salon style nail design, to a set theme each month. And this month the theme is Easter Delights. So very nice and topical, very fun. And it doesn't matter that you might not have clients with you, for example, because you can do the design on yourself or on tips. So at the moment you have until Monday, I believe, to send in your Easter nail themed designs. And you can do this via our website, scratchmagazine.co.uk/competitions. Follow the link to Scratch Snap and submit your design. It's as easy as that. And Sophie and a sponsor judge who has provided a big gift this month, it's The Edge, they will be judging all of the entries and will announce who the winner is and send them a prize, which is huge this month from The Edge. They've been very, very generous. So yeah, get involved. And that launches on the first Monday of every month. So it's something fun that you can participate in. And I know that next month's theme will be announced when this competition closes. So enter that one before Monday evening. Then we have an international photographic competition. This one is run by our deputy editor, Kat Hill. So there's 4 of us on the editorial team, and we all take ownership of a different competition so that you know exactly who you're talking to when you have any questions. And Kat Hill oversees the Great Scratch Shootout, and that is a photographic nail art competition. So the beauty of this one is that you can partner with makeup artists, fashion stylists, photographers, and just really bring your nails to life through a photograph. And Alex, I believe this has been running since the
I launched that the second year of Scratch, so 2004 was the first one, I believe. It's been going forever.
Brilliant. So, and Kat oversees that at the moment. That will be opening on the 1st of June, and you have until the 31st of August to submit a photographic nail image. So the beauty again of this one is that the theme is open. You can do whatever you want. So as long as the nails feature significantly, they don't have to be particularly fancy. We've had winners in the past that have been a lovely gel polish overlay. But all of the details will be online just before the 1st of June, again on our competitions page. So look out for that one. The winners get revealed at Olympia Beauty in October. And 1st, 2nd and 3rd places are given. And the prizes include cash prizes, a trophy for the winner, certification and opportunities within Scratch Magazine. So that's a great one to be involved in wherever you are in the world. So again, you can submit your entries online for that. So you as long as you've done the photo shoot, just submit your images via the website. So that's a great one. Look out for that one. And finally, we have the Scratch Stars Awards, which Alex and I launched 9 years ago now. And that is strictly for our UK nail professionals, salon owners and UK bloggers. So I take ownership of that one. So that's my baby. And I love this one because for years and years, we'd noticed that the hairdressing industry had their own awards. You know, the makeup sector had their own awards for the UK market. And there was something missing in the UK nail industry specifically. Nailympia is amazing on a global sphere and really recognise pure skill when it comes to nail technique and the technical prowess of nail professionals. But Scratch Stars Awards, I hate to use this phrase, but it recognises the amazing everyday nail technicians that are out there doing what they do, loving their craft, giving great customer services and, you know, just pulling forward their business and that have great dedication to the nail industry. So we launched this one and it's grown from strength to strength year on year. We've recognised some incredible talent and it basically involves submissions through an online form in 18 categories we have at the moment, from gel polish stylist of the year to gel tech of the year, nail salon of the year, session stylist of the year. We try and cover every single facet and every skill set in the UK nail sector, and entry via an online form. And the beauty of this one is that we don't just look at nail skill. We ask you for scenarios. We ask you for your customer feedback, and we quiz you on how you deal with problems in the salon, for example, how you'd, you know, respond to a complaint. And we try and get to know how you are as a business person as well as a nail technician. So it shows a bigger picture, so to speak. This opens for entry every February. and again enters online and is open to anyone that has had a UK business or been working in the UK for at least 12 months. And we've recently announced our finalists, which we're very excited about, and we will be awarding them at the party in July, the Scratch Stars party. Now, anybody can come to that, not just finalists, because it is, I mean, we may be biased, but it's one of the most fun nights of the year. Great opportunity for networking. Lots of cocktails, lots of dancing. It's not black tie, it's a party. We want to celebrate you. We want to celebrate your amazing skills and award some incredible nail techs in the process. There's always a few celebrities there and some great entertainment, and it's just a really fun night out. So details of that again are on our website. So there Scratch's 3 facets. We have Scratch Snap, monthly nail art competition, open to everybody. The Great Scratch Shootout, annual photographic nail competition, open to everybody. And the Scratch Stars Awards, annual awards event, open to UK nail professionals and salons. If you've got any questions about these throughout this live, then please pop them in the comment box below. But as I said, our website, scratchmagazine.co.uk/competitions, should detail more. So obviously we've touched on Nailympia. Now Alex is going to go full pelt into details about Nailympia and its global competitions and all of its venues.
Well, I was going to stay on Scratch for a second. If
Fantastic!
Okay. I suddenly thought that what would be really appropriate here is to just to highlight why we actually are a trade magazine and what's the point of us. Because I wonder if there's people out there that may enjoy reading Scratch magazine but not realise it's a bigger part of them than they realise. So, for example, a trade magazine is nothing without readers. A trade magazine is nothing without suppliers and manufacturers. So we are part of a circle, a complete circle. We are a voice for manufacturing, for supplying, and we're a voice for the readers as well. Because we are the place you come to find out what you need to know. Hence, that's why you blend editorial with advertising, because we want to be the vehicle and the voice of the industry, and the place where people think, well, I'm about to become a nail tech. What shall I do? Where do I go? And somebody
out there.
Yeah, advises you need to look at Scratch magazine, because that will show you who the industry figures are. It will give you the current techniques, topics of interest, what the burning issues inside an industry, the people that are moving mountains, and a vast array of products, so that people can choose their training and products wisely, because not every brand suits every nail tech. So I just wanted to highlight that for us as a team, we are first and foremost incredibly connected as a team. And what's really powerful for us is that all 4 of us on the editorial team proper love nails. We proper love the industry. We love everything about this industry, and all 4 of us strive to be as involved in it as we can. And so that comes from a deep passion and connection, which we want to share with the industry, and meaning that we're all available and open. It's possible to reach any of us via our various platforms, be messaging us through our Scratch Facebook page. Yeah, we've got many places, haven't we, Helena, where we're available, and for example, we've all got email addresses which are open to everyone. Mine is nailympia@gmail.com. I'm very open to any questions about Scratch and about Nailympia. I'm very accessible. And I think
all of our contact details are on the website if people choose to look us up. And I think it's quite just something worth noting, because we do have there's so much more to us than a printed magazine. Our Instagram, our following has grown hugely over the last couple of years. Our Facebook following is as well. And we've still got a lot of followers on Twitter. Obviously, we're more visual, so we utilise Instagram and Facebook more. One thing is worth noting is it's very difficult for us to keep up with all our instant messages, and obviously our priority is producing content for everybody that everybody loves and can be informed and inspired by. So it is very tricky for us to, we can't answer every single thing that comes into our inbox that we get tagged in, as much as we would physically like to, but we have to have a little bit of a stop point at some time. But so if you do want to get hold of us, email is the best way. Our social media inboxes are very, very full because we're getting tagged in so many amazing nail pictures. So if you do want to contact us, email is key. Just something that I wanted to pop out there. And also just touching base on something Alex mentioned a minute ago, is that obviously, yes, we are a knowledge vehicle. We try and inform you of, as many nail brands as possible that are out there. But we are journalists. We are an information tool. We present you with the information. It's your decision what brand you invest in, based on your own research, based on what you look at within nail magazines, what you look at on our website. And we can present you with the information that we find, and we can present you with business tools and advice, but it's down to you as the individual to look at the bigger picture and then decide what you want for your business. And I just thought that's something worth mentioning to those that are particularly new to the industry as well.
Yeah, so basically where I was leading with this, and we want you to know as a team, is that you can see through the magazine. There's things like Reader's Gallery, there's Tech Talk, there's Nails in Focus, there's clippings, there's there's news pages, and of course then there's scratch pads. I mean, we have I'd like to think we cover every facet of the industry in our sections of the magazine. Now, if you're out there and you know that you've done a damn good nail design and you've cleverly photographed it while you took it, we want to see your step by step. We want to see anything that you're doing out there. If you want a Reader's Gallery, send us 20 pictures on email and ask for a Reader's Gallery. If you want, we have a list. We're open. This is a magazine that's about you and for you. And that's, I guess, the most important thing I want to address here, is that because I notice a lot of comments and messages we get saying, how do I get in Scratch magazine? Write to us.
Yeah.
Write to us and tell us, do you have an interesting story? Do you do something really interesting at the weekend that we should know about? Do you have a double life? Oh, I don't know.
Yeah, we want to know everything related to nails, of course. But no, it's such a good point as well. And I think a lot of people get very nervous about reaching out to us. And it's like, we are just 4 people, and the nail industry is vast globally. And like I said, our social media inboxes are very full. We can't physically see and do everything. Like we try and bring you what's most urgent in terms of content, and we try and do a diverse mix. But come to us, write to us, as Alex said, and we want to hear about what you're doing. And if you've got something that you want to bring to the table or think will inspire other nail professionals, or that you want to showcase, shout about it. Pimp yourself out. I think this comes in terms of competitions as well. Put yourself out there, because you have nothing to lose. What's the worst that can happen? Nothing. You've sent an email and it took you a couple of minutes to write, or you've entered a nail competition, you haven't made it to the finals at this stage. Okay, learn from it, go through your application, have a look, and do some research and make it better for next year. So you've got nothing to lose by putting yourself out there. No one's going to judge you for it. And I think a lot of nail technicians, I've definitely noticed, lack confidence. And then I see some of their work and I'm like, why do you lack confidence? Put yourself out there. It's you have nothing to lose.
Oh, we're getting some really nice comments, Helena. I just wanted to, because while you're chatting away, I'm having a little read of people being nice to us. Thank you for the comments. It's really nice to read them. I appreciate it.
Thanks for the love.
Yeah, thanks for the love. And I hope now that the other thing is, crikey, something I've heard over the years a lot is people saying to me, all they've ever dreamed of is having a cover on Scratch magazine. Go shoot one.
Exactly. So let's just ask how you can get copies of the magazine. You can just head to our website, scratchmagazine.co.uk. And we've got a store on there. You can buy back copies, and you can buy print subscriptions and digital subscriptions. I personally would love to receive a monthly print subscription through the post, something different that doesn't involve watching Netflix and doesn't involve looking at my phone. I love a bit of printed matter. So we do have our subscriptions on there. They're £39 for the year, which works out very cheap per issue. And just to note, we do have an offer on at the moment until midnight tonight, UK time. Anyone that purchases a print subscription from Scratch Magazine, orders it today by midnight, we will be donating 50% of that cost to frontline workers at this time. So it's a way for us to kind of give back to them, to say thank you through the tool that we provide to you. So yeah, almost £20 will from the purchase of any subscription will be going straight to frontline workers. So head to our website and buy a subscription if you haven't already got one.
Thank you for that, Helena. Thank you for that, for highlighting that we're doing that. Thank you. So we are, I guess what I wanted to finish my little section on the Scratch side is that to get a cover on Scratch Magazine, you've basically got to send us a picture that we go, wow, not seen that before. That's original. That's different. That's sexy as heck, and it's all about nails. And if you can send us something that to us is original, unique, and gives us that wow factor, because the four of us need to be wowed, and when we are wowed, we're proper wowed, and that's it's
We proper are.
Yeah, I must admit, I got rather wowed yesterday. I got wowed by Kaylee Cairns yesterday, and jumped on that one like a rash, actually.
I've just seen that's come through. One of the team has also jumped on her, and she said, well, Alex has already been in touch. So
I've got the story,
darling. How
darling.
people get wowed.
Yes,
so,
exactly. I got wowed, contacted Kaylee. Kaylee had done the story for me so quickly, because when there's a wow out there, it's really quite fantastic, and we get very excited about these things.
We do indeed, and we try and showcase the diversity in the nail industry. We try and show some extreme nails, some really out there photographic shoots, but also a great gel polish overlay, for example, or a natural nail manicure. We try and keep things very diverse and very representative of what's going on in the industry with our front covers. And someone's just asked, Alex, when you co-founded Scratch, why did you call it Scratch?
Oh gosh, there is actually a story there, and I'm not going to lie, guys. We had a list of 20 names for the magazine, and they were all things like the Nail Forum, and a lot of them were very conservative, which I don't consider myself to be at all. So I don't know why I was thinking down that road. But anyhow, I went to a nightclub on a Saturday night with my brother, and his best friend was there, and his best friend was in marketing. And
I'm going to regret asking now, aren't I?
The trouble is that there are people out there that know this true story, so I can't change it up now. But at 2 a.m. we were really drunk, and I said to Nick, hey Nick, if you were launching a nail magazine, what would you call it? And he said in a drunken slur, I'd call it Scratch. I went, so would I. And I went to Scott, my co-founder, and said, what do you think about Scratch? And he said, super, and it was the job done.
There we go. Well, we're nothing if not quirky and real, and that's what we like to keep as our kind of ethos and our reputation. Quirky, real, approachable, every day. So there we go. That's it. You heard it here first, and kind of wish that we didn't ask, but hey.
Well, it's the truth, and some of the best things come on the toilet, in the bath, or when you're drunk.
Very true.
Truth.
It's very true. But so we're having a whale of a time working from home at the moment, because we could be writing things from various places in the house. You never know. Maybe we should do that next issue. Alex Fox wrote this, Helena Biggs wrote it from the bath. So
yeah, I'm not going to be the toilet. I'm definitely the bath.
Anyway, we digress. So
sorry, we digress. We're going to get back to serious now.
We are indeed. We're never too serious. You know, we like to keep things real. But obviously, we've covered Scratch's competitions, and hopefully, we've covered enough enough about Scratch Magazine, why it was called Scratch, and also how to get involved in Scratch as well, and how to put yourself out there. It's just an email. All of our email addresses are on the Meet the Team page of the website. So
wouldn't you say, Helena, wouldn't you say a classic example, like from my perspective, once upon a time I was introduced to someone, say Sam Biddle, long time ago, because everyone's heard of her now, and everybody knows about Sam, and for example the journey began, and it's been an ongoing beautiful journey, and that's one of many wonderful people I've met in the industry. Another example is, for example, I feel like a topical current one is, if you open up Scratch, you see and you go on the website, you see a lot of Katie Barnes at the moment. And I guess my point is that Katie Barnes, once upon a time, wrote an email to Scratch. Mm-hmm. And then her journey grew industry-wise. She became someone with a voice, someone being very proactive industry-wise.
Blogs for us fortnightly. Yeah, it's all about, she's got that momentum, and she wanted to push herself forward. And look where she is now. Like, Katie's
exactly.
done such wonderful things because she sent that first email, or she entered a competition, or she emailed someone else, or she undertook further training. Like, it's all about taking that next step, and don't be afraid to put yourself out there.
Because everybody had to take that first step, and if that sort of, now that kind of beautifully slides into the Nailympia for me, because I once upon a time, as we've already established, is that I started a nail magazine. What I never thought was going to happen, that I'd have to stand up on a stage and talk to nail techs all around the globe. That was never part of my remit or anything I wanted to do. But it became part of the landscape, because you can't run an international nail competition without talking to the people who are taking part. And so that was, I will move on to something to do with more mental health later on. But I just want to talk about, interestingly enough, we all get pushed out of our comfort zone. And that's just part and parcel of the journeys we take. Just sitting here on an Instagram live was not something I ever anticipated doing, because again, I would rather sit and write all day and talk to people on the phone and do emails and communicate and connect in that way. It is quite a big deal for me to be able to sit and do this, whereas it's very, very natural for Helena. So I think it's interesting. All we're asking is you should feel comfortable coming out of your comfort zone with us, because we're kind and nice people, not going to lie, and we will guide you on our little journey if you want to take part.
Yeah, like Alex said earlier, we wouldn't have a magazine without you all. You are the industry, so we want to hear your stories. We want to see your work. We're not nail technicians. You're the nail technicians. You're the business owners. You're the salon owners. So, you know, we're presenting the information, and we're weaving it into, you know, something that will inspire others. But you come and give that to us. Come and shout about it, and come and tell us what you're doing and what you're up to. So, you know, there wouldn't be a Scratch without you, but Scratch is also serving as a support vehicle. So yeah, just contact us, let us know, and enter some of our competitions as well.
That's a nice way to put it, Helena, because in fact,
thanks.
What I feel strongly over the years has been the amount of people who have benefited from a connection with us. It's helped their careers move forward. It's helped them have the confidence to try other areas of the nail industry that they didn't feel comfortable with before, because we found out that a nail industry isn't just sitting at a nail desk. There's so much more that can be done now. And once upon a time it was sitting at a nail desk. Now it's just exploded and expanded, and there's so many wonderful areas you can go into. And I like the fact that some of the people that have come into contact with us over the years have taken that connection, and it's allowed them to go and explore other areas. So we are here as a support mechanism. We're here to support your career, support your journey, highlight your skills, and put you out there in a comfortable manner.
Absolutely. So when it comes to Nailympia, we've just had a couple of questions. We know a few Nailympias have been postponed or just the dates changed. this year. So what's the current situation in terms of this year with Nailympia, your plans, and how people can get involved?
Okay, so I'm having to change it up on a weekly basis at the moment, because obviously we really are unsure about the latter part of the year and things. So for example, Nailympia Australia was postponed, and then Australia put out that they're closing the borders for 6 months. That would have taken us to the end of August, and then with the Nailympia just 20 days later, we didn't feel comfortable that people, just because a border's open doesn't mean people will want to travel. Yeah. And because we do specifically highlight that that Nailympia is all embracing internationally, we didn't want to hold one as a national Nailympia inside Australia. So that's why that one's been postponed, so that we can slot it comfortably into 2021 and give it the love that it deserves.
Definitely.
Estonia took some time to change because there was some just some bits and bobs that needed to be ironed out to get it moved. But it turns out the beauty show that it's in spring also has a beauty show in autumn. So it wasn't easy to just jump into that one for certain reasons, but it has been possible at last. So that one has moved to the 9, 10 and 11 of October. So this now puts Estonia behind London rather than in front of it. So in order to deal with that, because I was going to give away the first European Cup. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to award the European Cup on the Estonian stage, not on the London stage, so that that cup can still be a 2020 Cup, which seems, you know, quite sensible actually, just changing it up a little bit. So it just awards points from London and Estonia, and that cup I'll take over and give away in Estonia. Mm-hmm. For the next one will be Orlando, which was moved to the 30th and 31st of August. That one is currently still sitting on those dates, but who knows what the borders will do in the USA. So that one, I think it's too early to call.
Yeah.
Canada still remains March 2021. Mexico is the very end of October.
And that's brand new for this year, isn't it?
Brand new and very, very exciting. And oh my goodness, if you look on the website and go to judges, I've got a rather exciting website that I launched a couple of months ago for Nailympia, you know, refreshed it, I mean, and jazzed it up.
Yeah, nailympia.com.
Yeah, and if you go there and check out, my goodness, I've got to put more up actually. You've never seen so many judges in your life. It's an army of judges on the Mexico floor. It's going to be absolutely amazing. Really exciting and different, and just what I love about Nailympia is that you get a flavor of the nail culture from that country, as well as it being a Nailympia. It's beautifully packaged in its own nail culture. So I'm very excited about working with Daphne on that one.
Fantastic.
So I think that answers your questions. Oh, except about the Global Cup. So my feeling about the Global Cup is it would make sense now to not have a Global Cup for 2020 and do the Global Cup in 21, and invite people to do 4 locations between now and October 21, and we will calculate those points for them. So they already have, you see, the people who competed in Canada already have those points in the bag, and they're just going to need to sit on those points. They're not going anywhere, and look at doing a Global Cup for 2021.
Fantastic. Just to reiterate, there are 6 Nailympia locations, and how many should you be attending or entering to be eligible for that Global Cup?
4. Well, I mean, to be honest with you, if you were the only person that did 3, you're going to get the cup. But I know there's competitors out there that will do 4. So if you don't do 4, you won't be keeping up with the points.
Brilliant. And just you can find all the information on the website about the locations and the dates. And obviously, as soon as Alex knows, if there are any postponements or changes, they're put straight on the website. But the locations are Estonia, Orlando, Australia, London, Mexico and Canada. So some very exciting locations, because I don't think we actually told people that. So yes, some very exciting places globally. So nice to enter a competition and experience a new city or country as well. Great excuse for a holiday.
May I just highlight something, Helena, that you may not be aware, I get asked a lot, is why I don't have a photographic competition for Nailympia London. And so I just want to explain why, because we do photographic in Estonia, we do it in Australia. The reason we don't is because we have the great Scratch Shootout competition, which we've been running for 15 years. And what we do is we run that as a beautiful arm of Scratch magazine, and then we deliver, and it's an international, it's open to everybody, and then we award the first, second and third on the Nailympia stage before we do the awards in London. So they have a relationship, they're definitely connected, but it's not a Nailympia competition.
Exactly. Brilliant. So anyone thinking of entering any of the Nailympias just needs to go to nailympia.com and all the entry details are on there. Am I right in that there's a registration offer at the moment, Alex, for London?
Yes. So London, just to let everybody know the dates again, 3rd, 4th and 5th of October. And that's at the Olympia Beauty Exhibition at Olympia. And what we've done is, due to the current landscape we're all very aware of, I've extended the 15% discount on entry until the 31st of May.
Amazing. Brilliant. So yeah, all of the details and rules and regs are on there, and I believe that your contact details are on there if anyone has any questions, because I think that's so important to in terms of any competition. Reading the rules and regulations is absolutely vital. You don't want to slip up just because there's been one tiny mistake that you've made that was in the rules and regs that you couldn't do, and you need to check your eligibility. So it's so important that people really know what they can and cannot do within a competition, because you don't want to come all this way and risk your place in that. Is that correct? Because there have been a few sort of instances in the past, because it's such an internationally recognised and prestigious nail competition. The stakes are really, really high, aren't they?
Stakes are incredibly high. Yes, they truly are. So I was just reading this question down below, because I haven't got an answer for this on the London floor. It's not something we want to do in London.
So what's the question, Alex?
Sorry, I thought everybody could read it. I apologise. Do you know if we're able to do our own hands-on stiletto at Nailympia? I allow it in Estonia. I don't allow it in London, and that's because it's so hard to police in London. However, the stiletto competition has changed. And so I need to just have a check with my head floor judge, Marion Newman. She will be able to tell me whether or not she thinks that's a good idea. I think maybe we might be more flexible due to the way this year has been panning out for people. I probably will be more flexible obviously in the understanding, and I do appreciate it's very hard to get a model. As many models as you need to compete in all the categories. So thank you, Scarlett. I'll find out and get back to you on that one. I apologise that you've been waiting for an answer on that one.
Brilliant. And I assume that all of those details will be updated on the website, and any further information they can contact you directly about. So in terms of Nailympia, I can't see any more questions coming through. Have you got anything that you wanted to share about Nailympia, Alex, and why people should sign up and get involved in these competitions?
I can't, I really cannot highlight enough how I have watched people's careers go absolutely crazy, mental, fantastic, extraordinary after they got a medal at Nailympia. And a medal at Nailympia often comes after being at Nailympia on a few occasions and really getting in the vibe. So it starts with a confidence, a real leap of faith to jump onto the international comp floor, only to find when you get there that we're all really nice and friendly, and it's not a terrifying, horrible experience at all. And exactly, it is a buzz. It's got such a beautiful buzz. And so basically confidence to get on the floor. Then when you're there, what it does for you, once you've signed up, you're going to start practicing, practicing, practicing. This can only benefit your clients. Your skills go up. You start feeling that power. There's a power that comes with competing. You make friends. Oh my goodness, do you make friends? Do you meet people? Do you get to meet people that you only read about or see
Or
about?
follow on social media.
And then suddenly you get to meet them, sit at a desk next to them, watch them work. You get to see them as floor judges. It's just an all-encompassing industry experience that can only benefit everyone involved. It gives me the buzz of the century. It cements for me why I have the job I have. It excites me beyond belief, and I'm not even competing. So, you know, if it can do that for someone who's just wandering around in the buzz. So I honestly can't tell you enough how powerful it is to just find the confidence to compete. Come and see what it can do. You get a medal, you end up taking that medal can open doorways for you.
Definitely. I think the feedback is so invaluable as well. In terms of Nailympia, you're being judged by the creme de la creme of the global nail industry. So the score sheets and the feedback are so valuable. And so what if you don't walk away with a medal? It's not a lost experience, because your score sheet and your feedback can only serve to make you the best nail technician that you can be. And we get this in the Scratch Stars Awards as well. And any competition that we run, there are always people that are disheartened at the end of it. But my advice is never go into a competition expecting to win or place. You go in for the experience, the opportunities, and the feedback that it can present. And in some of our competitions, like for the Scratch Stars Awards, we had over 1,000 entrants this year, because it's a Scratch Award, and obviously there's 4 of us, and we're all working on providing information for you at the same time via our platforms. We can't give feedback to all hundreds and thousands, but we've got loads of resources on our website that help you to create the best applications that you can, and feedback is given to the finalists after they've competed. But feedback is valuable, and in my experience with the awards, when finalists there's only been a few for some of the business categories that have in previous years asked for feedback, and every year we have one salon that asks for feedback every single year, and she eventually became a winner because she'd taken that feedback on board, she'd implemented it into her business, and she'd made it the best business she can be. And it made that award all the more valuable to her and her team when they did win it, because they become the best salon the judges and the mystery shoppers and said that they could ever be. So and they did fantastically, and it was so well deserved. And across the board, I think score sheets, feedbacks, just invaluable and an essential part of and the key to entering a competition, I would say.
Totally agree with you. And also, what people may not know about Scratch Stars Awards and Nailympia is every year we go through all of our rules and score sheets, and we tweak them and change them, and we keep them current and topical and actually industry wise. So the Nailympia score sheets now that exist are nothing like the ones that started the journey, and the rule, everything's changed. Including adding new categories as the industry evolves. So once upon a time, there was no gel polish manicure, for example. Now it's the most popular for both of us, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. And Odia has just asked, are there any categories for beginners? So across all of the opportunities that we can do, there are, I mean, the Great Scratch Shootout, for example, is great if you're just starting into the world of photographic nail art. So it's great to give that one a go. Scratch Snap as well. That's a monthly nail art challenge that you can just do on tips or do on yourself and enter. So it's good practice. Scratch Stars Awards is great for UK-based nail techs and salons. And Nailympia, you have 3 divisions, divisions 1, 2, and 3. Do you want to tell people about the difference for those so that they know which ones they can enter?
Yes, that's the beautiful thing about Nailympia, which was part of its original essence and has stayed with it because it's such a groovy idea. is you have 3 divisions. You have Division 1, never competed before. Division 2, competed but never won. Division 3, first place winners. So that way, you come into Nailympia at the correct level. And by the way, if you are an educator, if you're educator status, then you do have to come in at Division 2, because it would be crazy to be good enough to be an educator and be in Division 1. That doesn't correlate. So that's why that's like that. But basically, what I like about Nailympia is you come into your division, and but you all get blind judged by the same judging panel. And I've watched over the years that you can have a Division 1er with incredible skill set going into Nailympia and getting a higher score than the Division 2 winner, because the person just hadn't come onto the competition floor but had incredible skills, but came in at Division 1 because they'd never competed. But you can see these amazing things happening with the scores, and it is nice that we don't change it up so that the judges know they're doing Division 1, then they know they're doing Division 2, because we keep the judging that way. It remains clear and correct and fair. That's the most important thing, is that I change up the judging panel every year and have this system of divisions, because it keeps it fair, a fair playing field for all. And there, you know, the one thing that's really important to me is that this is a fair playing field, and that when you win a medal, you've won it because you were the person that was supposed to win it on that day. And may I also just go back to something Helena said and remind people that everybody starts somewhere. And so gold medal winners tend to be people that have been waiting for that gold medal. You get the odd anomaly who comes in and gets from nowhere. That's also very exciting. But it's something you need to work at. A medal just doesn't fall from the sky. You need to work it in. It's a very precious and beautiful thing, and so is the journey.
Exactly. Thank you. We've had a lovely comment from Meta, who is a Scratch Star mobile nailist of the winner 3 times. She's now in our Hall of Fame, and she's a finalist for this year as well in some other categories. And she's just said that she loves that the Scratch Stars and Nailympia judging is so transparent, and it really is impartial. It's very fair judging, and that's what we really strive to achieve. So thank you for saying that, Meta, because that's what we try to achieve across all of our competitions, whatever we're doing. We have to be fair. We have to be impartial. At the end of the day, our roots are in journalism. We can't give opinion. We can't sway you one way. We can't be unfair. So we try and reflect that in our competitions as well. And we believe that we do. So thank you for agreeing with that. We've also been asked by CND Jess about whether we'll be moving more competitions to online platforms. My answer to that is that we do a combination at the moment. So you enter Scratch Snap via our website, and that's the monthly nail art competition, and you enter the Great Scratch Shootout wherever you are in the world by submitting your image online. We aren't, I think, going back to that, being impartial, being transparent, being fair. The reason why we do Nailympia in various locations, and we do the Scratch Stars judging at the London College of Beauty Therapy with finalists, is that it brings the nail industry together. It's great to have that talent and the judges in that room, and it allows us to see what products are out, what's being used. I think sometimes when you're on a virtual platform, you can't pick up every single detail, so you may lose that sense of impartiality. Not saying it's not something we won't look at and introduce in the future for another competition or another arm of some of our competitions, but at the moment I think it's just so important to not all work from behind a screen. I think lockdown, if it's teaching us anything, it shows that yes, we can, but do we want to all of the time? No, it's nice to bring the industry together in a live setting, in my opinion anyway. And I think that's something that's invaluable. Our industry needs to unite, to feed off of each other, to come to a setting in which it's a fair and level playing field, and have that human interaction. I think I'd go a little bit nuts if I was behind a screen all day, every day, I think. So I think events like this are just what brings our industry together, from behind those screens, behind the salon reception desk, behind your nail desk, and into the fore, in my opinion. But so just in terms of, I guess, wrapping things up, because Alex and I could talk for years, and we often do. So if anyone's got any last minute questions, then please do let us know. But I guess key things to take away from this on the Scratch side of things are, if you want to subscribe, until midnight tonight, we are giving 50% of all subscriptions, print subscriptions, to the frontline workers in the UK, to help them with, PPE and just general support. So please do head to the store at scratchmagazine.co.uk for that. And in the meantime, while we're all on lockdown, and obviously after that as well, we are continuing as a team to provide you with as much up-to-date content on, how to keep being inspired, keep your, any business concerns that you have. We're trying to iron out for you and present you with the facts, and present you with some real life inspirational stories on our website and across social media, and also some fun challenges to get creative with. So continue to follow us across our social platforms, and keep checking out our website as well. And like we said earlier, if you've got some stories, or you've got some information you want to share, or you've got some step-by-steps that you want to show us, please do drop us all an email. Our details are on the website. And Alex, regarding Nailympia, any final notes there?
Well, I think I've probably covered everything that anybody needs to know. And obviously, I've got nailympia.com as the website. There's also a very active Facebook page, and Instagram called Nailympia Competitions. Plus, I'm on the end of nailympia@gmail.com. Very accessible. So on that note, I think I've covered everything that I feel I wanted to. And obviously, going back to highlight something Helena just said, we've started yesterday. You started live from the living room.
Yes, we did.
Didn't you? Which is a fantastic new venture we're doing to help bring information to you. And I wanted to just sort of, I want to close on my side by saying that as a very important part of something that's close to me, is that Scratch Magazine, and as a team, we like to embrace the wellness of and mental health issues. And it comes from quite a sincere place. And in fact, I only started opening up about my own anxieties and what have you when I was invited to do an after dinner talk with Sam Biddle a few years ago. It left me a bit dumbfounded and a bit flummoxed about what to discuss. But I kind of felt, after some of the things I'd gone through in my life and circumvented, come out the other side in a groovy space, that maybe it was time to talk about it. The reason I'm bringing it up now is that because I'm very aware of how we may all be struggling with these times, be it anxieties over financial situation, worry about teams and clients, staff, and worrying about your business in general because you're not going to work. I have a partner who's self-employed, and I'm definitely experiencing the side of his anxieties and what it means to not be working right now. And so as a team, this very much matters to us. And so you may have noticed that if you look in the April issue of Scratch, for example, there's a whole article about Citrine Wellness and Susie Shaw and all of the work that she's doing inside the corporate world to help with mental health issues inside companies and how we can all support each other. So I guess, yeah, the reason I'm bringing it up is that I think it would be a nice idea to start Scratch Magazine, to start a closed, very sweet and closed, lovely group on Facebook that will be for mental wellness. So a comfortable and safe place where people who want to have a chat, want to open up, want to ask for some advice and support, that we will be there to do that. And I say this because in the times that I've had some rather tricky times in my personal life, I found lots of tools that helped equip me to become stronger, less vulnerable, and just able to cope with sometimes with just normal life.
Yeah.
So I was thinking it might be nice that it would be a special and safe space to arm people with tools for self-care and self-love. Because I've noticed that in the years where I didn't have much self-love, I really struggled. And I found tools, simple tools that really helped me. Like I learned that if I have a bath every day, and now I'll throw Epsom salts in it, clear my aura and what have you. Sounds a bit, sounds a bit out there, but it works for me.
Yeah,
and I'm happy to share those things. So I was thinking of starting a group where we can talk and we can find a way to respond in a kind way to this new environment we found ourselves in, so that we can be kinder to our mind, body and soul.